Driving along a road in southern Brazil, Heinrich Frank notices an unusual hole in the midst of a modern development. This anomaly, unlike anything the geologist has encountered before, sparks his curiosity. Convinced that the tunnel isn't a natural occurrence, he returns for a closer look, unveiling something incredible hiding in plain sight. These massive tunnels in Brazil, discovered by individuals like Frank and geologist Heinrich Frank, were initially believed to be the work of early human inhabitants carving into the rock. However, their colossal size and the ominous claw marks etched into the walls hinted at a more unusual explanation. Research teams across the country, by exploring these enigmatic holes and documenting their findings, have sought to unravel the mystery. Interestingly, similar tunnels had been observed by scientists since the 1930s, gaining widespread attention in the early 21st century. Atomy, during his travels through Rondônia in 2010, heard tales of a strange cave system in the region. Following the leads, he discovered a mysterious tunnel in a remote spot close to the Bolivia-Brazil border. Although initial attempts to investigate were hindered by a lack of permission, even a brief inspection left Atomy puzzled. The tunnel's vast circumference and peculiar level floor defied common erosion patterns, perplexing the geologist. Frank's encounter in 2008, when he stumbled upon a similar tunnel, added to the growing collection of strange geological formations. Returning to investigate in Novo Hamburgo, southern Brazil, Frank climbed into a tunnel that stretched 15 feet into the earth. At its deepest point, he observed giant claw marks on the rock, deepening the mystery. The term paleobros, referring to cavities created by prehistoric creatures, emerged during Frank's quest for answers. As Frank delved into the landscape of southern Brazil, he discovered paleobros in abundance, with nearly 3/4 of road cuts near Porto Alegre containing these formations. Some tunnels, measuring 4 feet across and extending up to 250 feet in length, displayed the same sinister claw marks. Frank emphasized that there is no geological process producing such tunnels with circular cross-sections, branching patterns, and claw marks on the walls. Meanwhile, Heinrich Frank continued his exploration in Rondônia, confirming that the strange tunnel he had spotted was indeed a paleobro, a significant example and the only one found in the Amazon to date. This complex network of tunnels spans about 2,000 feet, with shafts reaching 6 feet in height and 5 feet across in some places. The intricate network in Santa Catarina, another state, is even more extensive, with some sections rising to several stories in height. The discovery of these paleobros adds a fascinating layer to the prehistoric narrative of the Brazilian landscape, challenging previous assumptions about the origin of these mysterious tunnels. It was once believed that the mysterious tunnels, found in Santa Catarina and attributed to the indigenous Zutling people, were carved by human hands. However, over time, experts have revised this notion, realizing that these formations have a much older origin. Some estimates suggest that these tunnels date back at least 12,000 years, possibly even older. If humans did not create these tunnels, then the question arises, what did? The evidence indicates that these tunnels might have been created by large ancient creatures. While the largest burrowing animal in South America today is the giant armadillo, capable of digging passageways only 16 inches across, the unearthed tunnels are far wider and longer. Geologist Heinrich Frank pondered the mystery, asking, if a 90-pound animal living today digs a 16-inch by 20-foot burrow, what would dig one 5 feet wide and 250 feet long? Experts may not have a complete understanding of these tunnels yet, but they propose that giant ground sloths, megafauna that became extinct at the end of the last ice age, might be the culprits. These colossal creatures, comparable in size to modern African elephants, could reach lengths of up to 20 feet and weighed almost 9,000 pounds. Emerging more than 30 million years ago in South America, giant ground sloths thrived in both South and North America before struggling to survive during the Great Ice Age. As the planet warmed up again, These giant ground sloths disappeared from the Earth around 12,000 years ago. Geologist Frank suggests that different subtypes of giant ground sloths could have contributed to carving the Paleobros in Brazil. Another theory proposes that an extinct species of armadillo might have played a role in creating these tunnels, although their size suggests the collaboration of creatures like giant ground sloths rather than smaller armadillos. Heinrich Frank has made documenting Paleobros in Brazil an obsession, identifying around 1,500 in Rio Grande do Sul alone. Beyond field exploration, Frank actively searches Google for photographs containing previously unnoticed examples of these fascinating formations. His enthusiasm remains undiminished when encountering well-preserved Paleobros, especially those with clear claw marks, fueling ongoing exploration and discovery. Frank expressed his excitement about exploring Paleobros, stating, "It's the home of a prehistoric animal, and we are the first to go inside." In an interview with Discover, he added, "Sometimes you get the feeling that there's some creature waiting around the next curve." Despite the abundance of Paleobros in Brazil, particularly in Rio Grande do Sul and Santa Catarina, these anomalies are notably absent from neighboring countries and the northern regions of Brazil. While giant ground sloths and armadillos thrived across the continent, the prevalence of Paleobros in specific geographic areas raises questions. According to paleontologist Greg McDonald, who specializes in giant ground sloths, potential explanations include oversight or different soil conditions that may not have preserved them over time. McDonald suggested that an entire network of North American Paleobros might be awaiting discovery, emphasizing the need for curiosity-driven exploration. Frank's ongoing research focuses on identifying patterns within these ancient structures. While some Paleobros take the form of basic tunnels, others exhibit complexity with multiple branches and entrances, resembling interconnected rooms. The size variation among discovered Paleobros adds another layer of mystery. Frank explained, "We need to figure out the patterns. From there, we'll be able to infer what kinds of different animals were digging them." However, the urgency to study Paleobros is heightened as urban development, responsible for unveiling these tunnels, simultaneously threatens their preservation. New constructions have been built directly atop Paleobro sites, while modern graffiti joins ancient claw marks on tunnel walls. Marcelo Grappaldi, who conducts tours in Santa Catarina, lamented the degradation of these sites, emphasizing the need for swift research. Despite budget challenges in Brazil's education sector, determined geologists like Frank are racing against time to study Paleobros before they vanish. As these tunnels continue to be uncovered across the country, researchers face a critical race to document and understand them before the impact of urbanization and other threats becomes irreversible. Subscribe and press the bell icon for regular updates.